What's up, everyone? This is Adam Gillespie with RANTSIT and Sweaty Calves coming back at you with yet another video. And today we'll be talking about one of the stupidest ideas that DC Comics has ever had in an attempt to spike their sales up. So for those of you who don't know, DC is planning a Death of the Justice League event where the Justice League will go up against an unprecedented threat and pretty much immediately be wiped out. Now, this is an attempt to hype up sales and get people to buy the next issue because it's so drastic a change to the DC universe. It's something similar was done in regards to when Batman's back was broken by Bane, or when Superman died at the hands of Doomsday, or when the Crisis on Infinite Earths comic book series came out, as Barry Allen sacrificed himself to stop the Anti-Monitor from having the control that he needed in order to complete his task. This is going to be an attempt to spike sales because it's going to draw readers in to see how the Justice League dies, and the idea is, for DC, their mindset is, we're going to create a story where people are going to be interested in what happens next based off of the death of the Justice League. And here we have an article from CBR.com talking about why the Justice League's death will let Batman and Superman's sons shine. That's the title right there. The upcoming death of the Justice League is the ideal time for the Super Sons to truly step into the spotlight as the future of DC. Let me first say this. DC Comics cannot operate without Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman. They cannot operate without those characters. They need those characters in order to successfully carry on their stories, in order to successfully carry on their company. And an attempt to pass the quote-unquote newly redefined as a mantle Batman, Superman, Justice League roles to the next generation, to their sons, to their descendants, is a poorly, vainly created attempt to draw readers in. Readers don't come to DC Comics so that they can then read about Batman's son or read about Superman's son. The top two selling superheroes in all of DC Comics have always been Batman and Superman. Why is that? Because, first of all, they're counterparts. Batman is super dark and edgy and gritty. Superman is this big blue Boy Scout with a smile on his face constantly. One is uber powerful. One is basically just peak human physical condition. One has a weakness in the form of kryptonite. One has to watch out for everything that could possibly kill him, like a stray bullet hitting him in the head. Those are the top two selling characters, Batman and Superman. Not Batman's son and Superman's son, but Batman and Superman themselves. And they are not mantle characters, meaning that Batman doesn't pass the mantle down to someone else. He never wants to pass the mantle down. That's never been Batman's plan. Batman's plan has been so that people don't have to do what he does. The whole reasoning for Batman becoming Batman is so that other people don't suffer the way that he suffered. The whole reason for Superman being Superman is because he is an interesting and unique character. The tokenized version of Superman that we first got was Supergirl, when they introduced a female Kryptonian who survived Krypton, who was also going to be a hero on Earth, Kara Zor-El. I'm not necessarily going to say that I dislike her. I think that she's an interesting character in her own sense, but she's basically just female Superman, and they're related. So it's just boring. It's not interesting. I have no desire to read a Supergirl comic because I want to read a Superman comic. That being said, let's get into the article. The upcoming Justice League number 75 will see the titular team go up against an impossible threat and actually fall in the line of duty. It's been revealed that only one of the 10 heroes who embark on that adventure will actually survive the battle and make it back to Earth. They mentioned that this will leave a power vacuum in the DC universe, and that sets the stage for a number of heroes. There's going to be, apparently, the Justice League that they're going to be killing off is going to be Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Zatanna, Hawkgirl, Green Arrow, and Black Canary. Now, Black Canary and Green Arrow aren't necessarily going to be like top tier heroes, so I don't really see how it's going to massively affect the change. But if we're going to say that they're out in the... you know what? Never mind. I'm not even going to mention story beats. Look, basically what this article is talking about is, this is the perfect time for Superman and Batman's sons, respectively. John and Damian both have a wealth of experience despite their young ages. John in particular has become a crucial figure in the modern DC universe. It's because he's been forced to be, by the writers. It's not that he took up the responsibility on his own, it's that they took Superman off-world and then forced Superman's son to age up so that they could then make him protest at college campuses about climate change when he could easily fix climate change with his super breath, or any of the other number of powers that he has that could change the climate to a preferred climate. Yeah, it even mentions here, when his father embarked on a mission to Warworld to try and liberate the peoples trapped on that planet-sized Colosseum, John assumed the responsibilities of Superman on Earth. And they're just, again, it's an attempt to, in case you don't know, John Kent has been transformed into this bisexual character. He wasn't originally bisexual, he wasn't originally interested in dudes, he was just a average boy. And he was just trying to be like his dad because he had these weird powers. It was interesting at first, but now they've decided to change it into this woke garbage, where he's just this. Basically, his new name is Power Bottom. If you, look, I don't want to rag on these characters constantly because I'd really like to go back to reading good comics written by people who love the characters and actually understand what they represent, not force them to fit some political ideology. Superman's supposed to represent an ideal of hope, not somebody who can bang whoever he wants on the side. That's agitating. But basically what this whole new series is going to be about is basically the Justice League's children are going to be the next heroes of the world. Meaning that they're probably going to make Damian Wayne Batman. They're probably going to replace Green Lantern with Jessica Cruz Green Lantern. They're probably going to replace... Basically what they're going to do is they're going to replace all the straight characters, like Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, Hawkeye, Black Canary, and Martian Manhunter, and they're going to replace them all with probably either race-swapped, gender-swapped, or sexuality-swapped female or gay versions of themselves. They're basically just going to pass them the so-called mantle. They're going to pass the so-called mantle down to the next generation. It's just going to be a bunch of people who aren't interested in propagating the species of the human race. Meaning that, yeah, that's probably going to be the last line, okay? Look, I think that this is going to fail. You might have a slight surge in comic book sales to start when people are interested in seeing how the Justice League died, but no one wants to see a Justice League without the Justice League. You know, that's part of the reason why I think that most of the Batman Beyond Justice League stuff was incredibly boring, because it was just a different Justice League. It wasn't the Justice League. It was a new Justice League. You know, you want a younger superhero team that you can work off of that acts like a Justice League team. Then make a story about the Legion of Superheroes. It's already a created story. Make a story about that. Because at that point in time, all the heroes of the Justice League are long dead and gone. Because of old age, or because of adventures, or because time caught up with them. Works way better that way. But basically, this whole article is just talking about the new Death of the Justice League comic, and I, for one, am not excited. I am just so bored with all of this stupid woke garbage of replacing the titular male or female straight characters with gender swapped or sexuality swapped or ideology swapped counterparts so that they can somehow be far better. I'm doing quotations for those of you who can't see me, which is all of you. Quotations, far better than the straight versions, than the other versions, than the titular normal characters. Anyways, I've been ranting on about this for too long. This is just, it's a boring story. It's going to be a boring comic. It's going to be another comic that just fails because it's full of woke garbage and no one wants to read woke garbage. They just want to read a comic where superheroes are superheroes and they're going about doing superhero things. They want to read Superman saving the world. They want to read about Batman investigating criminal activity. They want to read about Wonder Woman fighting ancient Greek gods and monsters. They want to see Aquaman fighting Black Manta or Ocean Master, or I think there was one of them called The Fisherman from like the 70s. You know, they want to see the superheroes that they've grown up reading about doing superhero things. They don't want to see. No one wants to see gay Superman and twink Batman and bisexual race-swapped Wonder Woman. They don't want to see stupid, pointless stuff like that. No one wants to see these things that are ham-fistedly created so that they can be loved by the masses of the left political party. And American comics is failing. Manga sales are skyrocketing all across the U.S., while American comics from DC, Marvel, and other mainstream media corporations are failing miserably because they don't want to get into their heads that people don't care about political ideologies being talked about in their comics. People just want to have a release from the world that they're in and read something about a fantastical world that exists beyond our own. They want to read something about super people doing super people things. And they don't want to read a story about super people wanting to bang some other person of the same sex. They don't want to read a story where a super person who could change the climate with barely a thought protesting, "Oh, we need to stop climate change." They don't want to see Superman protesting against, what is it, immigrants' rights, illegal immigration, deportation. They don't want to see stupid garbage like that. They'd rather see something like A Death of Superman, where it actually heavily impacts the world of the DC Comics. And it's gotten so ridiculous. It's just more of the stupid propagation of these woke ideologies into comic books, and it's causing the comic industry to plummet in sales, to absolutely fail miserably. Well, look, I've been ranting on for almost 13 minutes now, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video. If you guys like the video, please remember to subscribe, and share the video. You know, it takes about 2 seconds to subscribe, and it takes less than 2 seconds to like, and sharing the video with your friends really would help with the algorithm and making sure that Susan Wojcicki doesn't kick me off of YouTube easily. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to leave a comment down below as to what you thought about the video or your thoughts on the situation. And if you have any video suggestions for me later on, also write that in the comments section. Alright. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and a great rest of the week.